Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and the channel is Everyday Card Collector. In today's video, I'm going to show some of the pickups that I recently got from an estate sale. My wife, about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, went to an estate sale while I was doing some yard work and things around the house, and actually came home with a box of cards. And she bought them on her own, didn't ask me, just kind of purchased them. I will tell you the purchase price was $15. So I went through the cards and I picked a couple of cards that I wanted to share. The cool thing about it is it's multiple sports. It's all four major sports. I picked out some cards and top loaded some of the cards that I enjoy. Nothing massive here, no big giant hidden gems, no 52 mantle in the box, but a lot of it is mass-produced era, mid-90s stuff as well. But a lot of stuff I didn't have. So I'm pretty excited to add it to the collection. And I'm probably pretty light on football and hockey, so there was quite a bit of that in the find. So I was pretty excited about that. So I top-loaded probably, 30 cards or so. I don't even know how many I'm going to show here. I'll kind of rapid-fire them because there's a lot of them. I'm not as familiar with the sets from this era. Once I get past, 87, it's difficult for me to know what sets are what. So I'm not gonna be a ton of information or knowledge as far as the sets go and where they're coming from. But I do know all the players because obviously I'm a huge sports fan, and the reason I sleeved these particular players up is because they were players that I enjoyed in all four major sports. So we'll go ahead and get the camera turned around. We'll take a peek at what finds I had, or what my wife found at an estate sale, and enjoy sharing some cards. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so a bunch of cards to show here, so I'm going to kind of rapid fire through them. I figured I'd split it up by sports and then kind of show it in that fashion. I am a sports fan first and foremost, as most of us collectors are, and I enjoy all four of the major sports. So don't collect a ton of hockey, don't collect a ton of football, as you guys know, but I do have some in the collection and have just added more thanks to my wife. So we'll go ahead and I'll start with baseball. So first card here is a 97 Pinnacle, Derek Jeter, foil bottom, so very cool card. Pardon the top loaders, guys. I kind of ran out of top loaders, so I'm using some of my used ones. I don't throw out top loaders. I just kind of reuse them until I get better top loaders. This is a pretty cool card, and I've seen this set before, particularly in basketball. It's an EX Mark McGwire Clear. So it's an acetate card with a foil. And again, pardon the lighting, guys. I don't have the best lighting here. This was Skybox, I believe. Yeah, Skybox, but a very cool card. So you can see clear on the right-hand side, foil on the left. Beautiful swing there with kind of an outline. I kind of dig that, something different. I got another 97 Pinnacle here, Mariano Rivera, very cool. My guy and everybody's hero is a 97 Pinnacle as well, Harold Baines with the White Sox. Everybody loves Harold Baines. He's one of the best Hall of Famers in the history of baseball. Got my guy Ozzie Smith, card I didn't have for my Ozzie Smith collection. I've got quite a bit of Ozzie Smith, so that's a cool card. Then we get into some tops. I believe this is tops. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is Upper Deck. Barry Larkin, beautiful card. Andrew Jones, sleeved him up. Don't have a ton of him. So that was kind of cool. Again, Upper Deck MVP. So that's kind of what I sleeved up for baseball quickly. Hockey is probably what I was most excited about. I do watch quite a bit of hockey and don't have a ton of hockey in the collection. So I kind of dig these, and I'm familiar with these through the basketball that I've collected over years. And these are the Upper Deck Star Quests. Came in multiple colors, blue, green, and red. I think blue being the most common, then green, and then red being the rarest or scarcest of the three colors. But she had a couple of these, or there were a couple of these in the box, so I sleeved up the players that I really enjoyed watching back in the day. So we got Pavel Bure, and I just think the Star Quests are cool. I have a bunch of these in basketball. I don't know what the production run was as far as blues versus greens versus reds. I'm not certain on that. But very cool card of Pavel Bure. The legend, Patrick Waugh. Can't go wrong there. So I love that. Teemu Selanne, another great player. Very cool looking card. Mike Modano, Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken. Not really up to date on the Hockey Hall of Fame, but I believe he is. And then this was a couple Pacific cards. So we got a Paul Coffey, which I think is very cool. I love being able to add this hockey to the collection. This was my guy back in the day, Eddie Belfour. Of course, he's wearing the wrong uniform there. There he's with the Dallas Stars, so it was after his Blackhawk days. Another Pacific card. Upper Deck, Chris Chelios. Phenomenal card. Had a restaurant in downtown Chicago for many, many years, not too far from the stadium, or what is considered the United Center now. And I worked actually fairly close to his restaurant years ago. And this card is awesome. This is a well-loved card, but I love it. I just showed you Eddie Belfour with the Dallas Stars. Here he is with the Hawks. How cool of an image is that? So you've got the close-up with his Hawks mask on. Just an amazing, amazing card. This is also, I believe, a Pinnacle. And this is well-loved. You can't tell in the top loader. But, you know, this was a local purchase for an estate sale, so in my town. So obviously was a hockey fan, and this card was played with and well-loved. But shoot, I might actually go find this card in better shape and have dupes of it. I don't usually replace cards, but it's such a great card that I had never seen before. I love this image. So fantastic card of Eddie the Eagle there, up close. So that's the hockey. We'll step to basketball next. I think the most that I sleeved up was football, actually. But we'll go ahead and go to basketball. I have quite a bit of basketball in the collection, even from this time period. Moses Malone was the man. I remember him with the Sixers. I believe they won the championship in '82. You know, one of the first players to come out of high school, straight out of high school and into the NBA. So this was the end of his career with the Spurs. This is a cool little insert. All-Star, Flair All-Star, Kevin Garnett. And I was a Kevin Garnett fan. I've showed a couple of his cards in the past and older videos when I did some basketball. Flair Tradition. John Stockton, Metal Universe. Very cool. Great point guard. His running mate, Karl Malone. These are fantastic cards. These are Skybox. A couple of these that I'll show next. Fantastic player. Not the greatest human in the world, some would say, but a great basketball player. There's my guy, Patrick Ewing. One of the best centers of his era and of all time. Then we got another Stockton. So that's very cool. And I love the backgrounds on these. They're just good-looking cards. Reggie Miller, one of the greatest shooters in the history of the game. You know, you probably got Steph Curry, number one. You know, then you got Ray Allen and Reggie Miller. You know, just fantastic shooters. And the nice surprise, you know, anytime you can pull this guy out of a box of nothing, got a Kobe Bryant. So how phenomenal is that? You know, again, none of this stuff is really high-dollar stuff, but I'll take a Kobe Bryant any day of the week. You know, this was, again, a local purchase at an estate sale. So if there was any Michael Jordan in that box, I guarantee you it was pulled at some point in time. So that's what I pulled for basketball. And lastly, we've got football and a ton of great players here. So we got Deion Sanders, Topps Deion Sanders with the Cowboys, which is awesome. Tim Brown, Golden Domer, Notre Damer. And I believe a Hall of Famer. I'm not 100% certain, but I think he is a Hall of Famer. This guy was a beast back in the day. Absolute beast. Derek Thomas. What a great looking card. And I'm not real familiar with what this is. I don't even know what this is. And the lighting's horrible, so I can't even see you guys. But just a beautiful card. And I'm sorry, I'm off center here while I'm looking at the card. What else we got here? We got Marshall Faulk. Awesome. Upper Deck. God, he was a beast as well. Charles Woodson, sorry. I think he went to Michigan. Maybe I'm mixing up him and Tim Brown. Or maybe they're both in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I do believe Woodson was MVP one year as a defensive player, which doesn't happen too often, so that's pretty cool. And I'm going off of memory, guys, if I'm incorrect on any of these stats. This is purely my sports knowledge if I'm wrong. Thurman Thomas, another phenomenal player. This is Skybox. Beautiful image. Love it. Gotta have Chris Carter. People forget because of Randy Moss how good this guy was. Chris Carter was an absolute stud. Here's another Chris Carter. I think this is Stadium Club. Beautiful image. I love that. We got little Marvin Harrison, the man for Peyton Manning for many, many years. Now his son is playing, as we all know, but he was phenomenal back in his era. Another Marvin Harrison. Beautiful card, Skybox. And then lastly, my guy got to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row, never won it. There's Bruce Smith, along with Thurman Thomas and Jim Kelly and all those boys on the Buffalo team. So, some very cool cards, guys. Again, don't have to spend a ton of money. A lot of legends in what I showed in all 4 major sports. We'll get a couple guys up here. Why don't we'll go ahead and put Kobe up there. And then we'll get, who else do we want to get? I got to get that Eddie the Eagle card up there. That's just a phenomenal card. I absolutely love it. We'll get the Eddie the Eagle up there. And then we'll do one more. We'll do football. How about baseball? We'll go Jeter. We'll do baseball. Oops. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, that's it, guys. I don't know what I rattled off there. 20 cards, 30 cards there. All of them being of a time where a lot of cards were printed. But look at how phenomenal those cards are. All of those. Those 3 right there are just beautiful cards. And again, this is what collecting's all about. Getting to add great players like this to my collection. I'll take it all day long. And quite honestly, it was a gift because my wife bought me the box. And I'm going to go through the box again. There's I kind of rattled through it quickly. When I have a little more time, I'm going to go through it again. So if I find anything else cool, maybe I'll do an update video to the estate find. But, yeah, this was pretty fun stuff to be able to go through this, and a surprise from my wife, so I was very grateful for that. So that's all I have for you guys. If you like this kind of content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll chat on the next video. Thanks for jumping on, everybody. Bye-bye.